Let's see if it's better. I turned off the camera. Please let me know if it's better or if it's the same. I see some weird... what's this? Okay, okay, it's alive. Can you hear me well? Test. I'm gonna unmute myself on Twitch for a second, and let's see if I can hear myself well. Mute myself on Twitch for a second. And... Right, it seems like it's better. I still have this. This still feels a little bit like a slideshow. PM start. Where am I? Okay, I'm gonna start the UI. For 202. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully I did not break it before, like during the first part of the stream. Yeah, so anyway, I was showing how in the on the code lab you can go to any slide and you can leave a comment, and there is a special admin panel where this comment can be converted to a GitHub issue with just like one click, which I think is pretty cool. And there was one of those GitHub issues, Georgina actually fixed, so we can look at the issue and what was there. I tried to name them as nice as possible and explain things as nice as possible. So here you can see how to reproduce the issue. You go to the forms exercise, and then there are a bunch of unit tests that the user have to pass in order to achieve Angular mastery, and one of them was not nice. It was it kind of had two things to do. So here I hit display all tests. Yeah, this is definitely not a mobile friendly thing, which is something I can work on later. Right. This looks weird. I don't know why it cuts. Let me refresh. It doesn't seem like my laptop is planning to become faster. At least it's charging a little bit. That's a good sign. Okay, this looks like a bug, but for now, let's just focus on the issue. I'm gonna fix this later. Add title input bound to the property component. Let's see what the issue was. So when passing this exercise, I'm just gonna hit load solution for now and upload component. A user would have to add an input. Here we go. So to go like input, and then I assume it would go with like name, title, and then I also would have to bind it to the component. I'll just load solution for now. But yeah, so here we have a mat input. The placeholder is title, and then we bind it to ng model. So what the task was about is taking those two unit tests and breaking them into two. So first you would add an input, and it would not have ng model. And the second one would be like, okay, you added the input, now add ng model. So it's kind of more granular, which I think is better. So here we broke it up into two tests, and Georgina sent a pull request to do basically that. So we can check out the pull request. Okay, so in this file, we have to bind the input to the title property using ng model, and before that, we add a new input element. I think this is pretty much the wording which I had before. Let's see what the tests look like. So here is the add input test. And then it creates the component. And when stable, oh, I should really move this test to async await. We search for input, and then if it exists, we're done. And this is it. This is the whole pull request. So now I'm thinking how it would work like. So I just create an input, and then that would pass, and then I think it's good. I think it's good enough. I think we can. So the only thing I want to see is like what we checked for before. All right, so here we're checking whether this input has the value set. So basically it has ng model bound to it, and then we update the title, and I guess we check. Yeah, so basically we check if the input is bound. I think that's good enough. I approve that, so I'm gonna approve, submit my review, and I'm gonna merge it. Bam. Okay, that was not hard. Thanks, Georgina. Nice job. There are, like, if people wanna contribute more, there are still some issues. I don't remember in which state they are. Check on that code. Wrap slide directive. Yeah, so some of them are good first issues, which are supposed to be beginner friendly. Let me open one. Let's see if it's as detailed as the previous one. Okay, so I can see that it was filed by somebody called Vladimir, and there is a link, and it basically says rephrase this. Yeah, so there are still a few issues which are good for contribution if people are interested. And then I can say I contribute to open source. While we're here, I'm gonna pull up a different Chrome tab, and I'm gonna open GitHub, and I'm gonna look at the previous issues. Okay. Yeah, so I sent some pull requests in the previous streams, and I'm gonna look at it. So this is the one we had the long stream in Russian where we created this issue. There are no conflicts, everything is good, and there is no response. I actually pinged some folks, so I should do it again. We'll see. So for now, no response here. I'm gonna go to chat and I'm gonna say, how do I do this? VIP Georgina. Okay, so I made Georgina VIP for his code lab contribution. Well deserved. So there was another pull request which I created, which was like very simple. It's a doc contribution. I basically said that we should show imports in the code examples. Before they were not there. And then they left a comment. Let's see what the comment is. The change looks good, but the CI is failing. This is because the commit title is incorrect. It should be docs cdk/clipboard. Okay, so I need to change this title, but I don't know how to do it from the UI. Can I edit it here? I do not think that I can do it from the UI. So I need to find some way to... How do I even do it? I guess I'll just have to clone this thing. Do I have a GitHub client or something? Nope. Right, so just do it manually. Okay, git clone. I didn't even fork the thing. So how do I do that? It seems like I would... Oh yeah, I did fork the thing. Here you go. So I need to clone my fork, and then I amend the commit, and then I force push the commit. Here you go. And I also have to sync. Alright, I'm not super good at Git, so if anybody sees me doing something stupid, please let me know. Maybe, okay, I'll just open with the GitHub desktop. I'm really hoping that it just has a button which will say like, change the commit, and that will work. I used it like a couple times. There was like once I was trying to access a private repository, and it just was giving me like ridiculous errors when I was trying to do it from the terminal. And then I just downloaded this GitHub desktop and opened, and suddenly it just worked. So I'm hoping for the same experience today. It's literally like I have to change one line. I just have to change material to CDK, and that's it. Although the UI is pretty limited, there are like lots of features which they don't have. Let me run it and see. Alright. I'll probably have to go and do the security thing. Sign into github.com. So I'll have to paste it here. I need to authorize desktop. Hope it says my password. I don't remember it. And now I have to open GitHub desktop. That's fine. Cannot be opened. Space Green Cat said that they need a book called English in 21 days immediately. I'll try to speak slower and simpler. Okay. Open GitHub desktop. So it's good. Fix all the things. Perfect. Have I read a pragmatic programmer? I think I read a pragmatic JavaScript a while ago. I don't remember much. I think it was a good book. I don't remember like hating it, but I don't read that much about programming because it gets old so quickly. Oh no, pragmatic programmer. They have Elixir and Clojure. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll check it out. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so let me first clone the repo, and then I can check out the pragmatic programmer. So I need to go back to GitHub. I need to find my pull request. I need to find my fork, and then I'll clone it. Yeah, I haven't read. I used to read like lots of programming books, but like recently I stopped. And then yeah, Jorginho says, I think you will have finished with Git staff terminal by the time install completes. Yeah, that's possible. that's possible. I think we're close. We're close. Okay, so I'm cloning the components. Here you go. So I clone this thing. Oh, it's probably huge. Space Green Cat says it's probably light. For me, it would be too light. I mean, I know I played with Clojure. I thought it was pretty cool. I only looked briefly at Elixir, so it sounds pretty interesting. All this stuff, like I have a very hard time with it because okay, contribute to the parent project. Yes, okay, I think it knows what I want. Continue. So fetch origin. It knows about the pull requests. Perfect. I think now it will do the magic, and next time I won't have to do this stuff anymore. So I think current branch master. Changes history here, so I can right click, view on GitHub, hide okay, so I can open in where is open in terminal? Show in Finder. How about that? Yeah, Jorginho is right. We probably would have been done by now. I thought there would be just like a rename a commit or something, and then you're done. How do I open this in terminal? I think I just drag and drop. Space Green Cat is saying there is again installing packages in the background. That's a good tradition. Hey, I wish it was faster. Okay, so I'll go to the repo. Cd git log. What? Terminal files, and that's so weird. Okay. So here I just go with git commit ment. And here finally, instead of material, I just say cdk. Here you go. I successfully exited Vim. Space Green Cat says, sorry, I speak Russian. That's not you. That's okay. You can speak Russian. That's not a problem. It might be very overloading to like listen in English and also try speaking English, so I can relate to that. There was a problem with the editor. Please supply message. Let me do it again. Okay. CDK. Git log. It looks like we're on the faster side again, and my battery is at 13%, so that's good. I have some weird thing. I'm looking at the Twitter users and it just stays at 6 for a while. It doesn't seem real. And because usually like it goes up and down and so on, but I guess not today. So that looks like a bug in Twitch. Meanwhile, I think I can show the overlay now. Here you go. Alright, so it says highlights and basically stops. So now I have to git push. Do I need to git rebase origin master? I think. Done. So now I can do git push force with Liz. Here is my username. It says everything is up to date. How is it up to date? That's weird. Let's look at the history here. Yeah, I think it's really nice to know English, and it opens like all the new horizons and lets you consume like very interesting stuff which you would not be able to otherwise. Like I wish I had like more time and I would learn like Chinese or like Indian, because that would be. They have like lots of, they're like billion of people who speak, maybe not Indian, maybe more like Chinese. They're like a billion people who speak this language. They have their own enclosed community, and yeah, I kind of feel like I'm missing out. So why does it say everything is up to date? Git log. Oh no, it says material again. Let's amend again. Git commit amend. A CDK WQ. Git push. Oh, got push. Here you go. Okay, perfect. And now I can do force with Liz. Nice. I think we might be done here. So it took a bit longer than it should have, but overall I think it's good that we got there. Cool. Let's see. So there should be here. I'll also update the pull request title. So I say CTK save. Will it okay. Forced pushed master branch 20 seconds ago. Right, let me see it. Let me see what's up in the commits section of this pull request. Yep, I think we're good now. So I'm gonna say that I'm done here. Just say please take another look and send. Cool. So let me check out the programmatic programmer. No, I don't remember. It seems like it's a a pretty old book. So that's, I guess, something I missed. A book about written by, it used a textbook. Journey to Mastery. So there is second edition, which is even better. Maybe I remember reading some book which was kind of like a computer sciencey thing, and it had like a whole chapter on like lambda calculus, and it was like very cool. But I don't think it was 300 pages. I think it was like much bigger. The book uses analogies and short stories to present development methodologies and caveats. For example, the broken windows theory. That has been disproved, I think. Like, it was very big back in the 90s with New York improving crime rates and stuff. But overall, I think let's check out Wikipedia and see if it's still a thing. Okay, introduced, became subject of. Okay, so there was a debate about it, and then so because of this, they were doing some weird stuff. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'll read it out of the stream. That's too much. But okay, I'll check it out. Sounds interesting, especially if it has it basically covers like a bunch of languages and programming concepts and paradigms. Why not? Let's see if we can still work. Let's see if we can be productive again. Localhost admin 4201, I think, or 4202, and then I'm going to go to overlay, and I'm gonna open DevTools. Okay, so last time at the end of the previous stream, let me go to admin. Alright, so I was working on this. So here I put in the points, highlights line 2 and line 3, and then I want them to appear here. So right now it seems like it's always highlights. So let me figure out why. I can, for now, just console log index, and then this. Oh, I see. So I'm using this messages length, and I should be using messages length. And this should actually fix it. Okay, so this is 13 seconds for an app with like 3 pages. That's a lot. Highlights line, perfect. So I'm gonna switch this back to 15 seconds. And I'm going to commit this. Yeah, it seems like it kind of works. So I'm gonna maybe work for like 15 more minutes for a couple of features. And then I'll be done for the day. One thing I keep wanting to do, but I still haven't done it, is in the end for like a few minutes talk about like the latest news and what cool new stuff comes out there. So if you know any cool news about like related to front-end stuff, share them in the chat and we'll discuss. Specifically, one thing I want to look at today is TypeScript 4.2. There is some new stuff there. Seems pretty interesting. Cool. So let me commit this. Make bottom highlights configurable. And so now when I can configure the messages below, I'm gonna say, look, it works. And it just stays. Okay. Space Green Cat says they describe pre and post conditions in the functions enclosure. I don't know how to, I don't understand this even in Russian. I don't know what invariants are. Is it are those functions which take different number of parameters? So one thing I want to test is if I add a bunch of empty lines, will it show empty lines? Yeah, it seems so. Let me get rid of this. So I'll just copy paste it from here. Okay, I'm gonna check out your link in after the next task if we can perform it. Okay, so I stream in English, but I speak Russian. Feel free to ask questions in Russian. Perfect. Follow me. I feel weird saying follow me. Okay, I'll just drop it. I don't care. What else do I want to say? Next stream is on Saturday, which is tomorrow. Cool. So I consider this done. One thing I want to do while we're at it is some HTML stuff. Let's make it bold. Right. Oh no, that looks. Here you go. So I'll drop this, and then I'll go with bar HTML. So I'll just do div inner HTML message. Okay, let's see if this helps. I'm gonna have to step away for a couple minutes and then I'll be back for the next task. Now it's bold. Perfect. Let's see. So let me look at the loading page. I think it's just 4202 waiting. So what I wanna do is starting soon. So here I just say be right back in 2 minutes. All right, so I'm saving this. Testing Angular. Okay, I'll check that out too. Thanks, Georgina. All right, let me put waiting screen and I'll be back in 2 minutes. Alright, I'm back. That's fine. Twitch still thinks there are like 6 people watching the stream. That's looks like a bug. Oh, now it's 4. Okay, perfect. I'm back. So first of all, are there any people in the stream who watch us and do not speak Russian? There was somebody suggested to do some Russian stuff on the stream. I looked in the chat, so let me check Telegram and see. So speak now if you don't speak Russian, and if nobody speaks, then we're gonna switch to Russian for a little bit. I'm trying to pull the chat. Okay, so I'm saying... Окей, все, переключаемся на русский. Судя по всему, возражений нет. Значит, Лиз говорит, что что-то хотел на стриме сделать. Так, сейчас скажу ему, что, во-первых, починил стрим. И еще я спрошу, что ты хотел сделать на стриме. Я готов к движу. Окей. Все, Лису привет. Хорошо, я думаю, что, может, мы попробуем затащить сюда, то, что он что-то предложил сделать. А тем временем я хочу еще доделать пару тасков. Вроде у меня компьютер отвис немножко. Так. Значит, какие таски у нас остались? Stop showing people who join chat. Это должно быть очень просто. Мы ищем по слову join. Ого-го. Так, а что у нас здесь? Идем в проект. Идем сюда. Ага, значит, мы ищем Twitch сервис. Ищем тут по слову join. И убираем. Space Green Cat говорит, что это опять захотелось на Angular писать из-за лампового сообщества. Да, в Angular очень много заек. Я не знаю почему, но это так. Так, хорошо, значит, теперь в чате, по идее, должны пропасть сообщения о том, что кто-то зашел. Мне они показались не очень полезные, на самом деле. Ну-ка, я попробую написать hello. Что-то теперь в чате вообще ничего не отображается. Вот есть, hello, супер, это я смотрю, не туда смотрю с задержкой. Хорошо, значит, чат есть, сообщения о входе-выходе больше там не показываются, а сами сообщения показываются, отлично. Я хочу увеличить тайм-аут, чтобы сообщения хранились не 30 секунд, а, ну, например, 120 секунд. Да? Пусть пару минут висят, чтобы я успевал их увидеть и обсудить. Я считаю, что это готово, поэтому я пойду и вот здесь вот поставлю зеленый чекбокс. Ага. Show the latest followers. And, Space Green Cat недавно писал бота для Твича как раз на чистом TypeScript, без lib, на голых сокетах. Прикольно. А что бот делал? Расскажи, может, ты мне можешь подсказать что-то по ботам, или можем с тобой вместе что-то замутить? Ага, значит, пишу коммент, что мы не будем показывать followers. Don't show people joining. No. Не coining, а joining. Анимашки на экране. О, прикольно. Ага. Значит, Лиз говорит, что когда будет стрим с окружка, с Алексом, тогда... Так, ну-ка я перестану палить свой телеграм, вроде там ничего такого нету. Ну ладно. Хорошо. То есть не сейчас, а потом. Ладно, можно и Не знаю, стоит ли переключаться обратно на английский. Я, наверное, когда кто-то заходит, мне нужно, когда кто-то фолловит. Ну, попробуем 15 минут на это потратить. Получится, да, не получится, нет. Я так понимаю, что лист к нам не приходит. Я думаю, что все-таки переключиться обратно на английский, как Space Green Cat верно говорит, чтобы не пугать людей, которые заходят. А то люди залетают, им обещают английский, все по-английски, а тут чувак что-то на русском такое. Не очень хорошо. Alright, so I'm switching back to, to English. It seems like most of the people joined from the Soviet chat, although like some people Space Green Cat says I should have said that he wrote a bot for Twitch. I mean, if you don't feel like streaming, you don't have to stream. It's all voluntary. It's all just for people to enjoy and have some fun. Right. So this seems to work. I don't know if Twitch token is secret or not. I hope it's not. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out how to regenerate it. Twitch API. So the question which I'm wondering most about is how to test people following me. How to... It doesn't seem like other people have the same question because I'll need to test it somehow. Okay, I'll just look up for Twitch API on follow. On follow. All right. How to? Okay. Probably here. Follow. This is not what I need. Follow channel, unfollow channel, unblock user. So what I want to do is maybe I should look in the, where is the chat thing? Yeah, let's see what they expose besides chat. Capabilities, membership commands. So I can actually use this in oh no, it doesn't have private message. Tag commands, base commands. Okay. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. Okay, so it exports chat, API versions, capabilities, base commands, chat events. Oh, okay, so it's lots of things. Twitch API, get latest followers. That's good. See all of my followers. It's really weird because I would expect that to be like a really highly used feature because everybody wants to do something when people follow. Okay, so somebody is working on a bot. There is no endpoint that will service to you unless you work for it. Okay. To get the recent followers, you will need to pull the followers from the API and look for new entries. Really? Do I need to like... Okay. Here. Okay, so it seems like it's a common problem. So somebody is doing this and it takes quite a bit to update. Okay. Okay, so they say that they cache this endpoint. I don't care. And they also say that generally you should not, it's good to know, should not poll the same endpoint more than once a minute. And that's why they cache the results. So if somebody follows, it will show up in a minute. That's not a problem. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna go to GitHub. And I'm gonna search for actually, let me while I'm here, let's see what's up there. Oh, never mind, that's unrelated. And this is about the so this is about the Clubhouse thing we've been working on. There was an issue, and few people are saying that, okay, that stopped working. Let's get back to Twitch. Get latest follower. And I needed to search this for all GitHub code. Let's say Typescript. Let's see what interesting projects do similar stuff out there. Interactive stream bot. Multi-stream, multi-platform support, easy to plug into external software support. So who knows cool Twitch bots? Please let me know. I'll investigate. Somebody actually streamed creating a stream bot. That makes sense. I would do the same. Can I show YouTube on Twitch? Hope so. Okay, so somebody wrote it in JavaScript and C++. Okay. Anyway, let's see what they do. That sounds a bit scary. Yeah, they use snake case and TypeScript. That's funny. But as long as it works well. So it takes Twitch latest follower. Yeah, this looks C++y. I'm not gonna go there. Let's see how the imports from Twitch API look like. So it's called Twitch.js. Let's add it here. So this was a C++ user. He literally said that he said like C++ person learning. Okay, latest follower. So somebody is doing the same thing. OBS Twitch API overlay. And it's in German. Okay, so that's done. I need to authorize. Is that a good idea? Get a list of subscribers. That's okay. They're not gonna spam my subscribers, right? Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, latest follower. Doesn't seem very useful. So followers. How about this? Followers. Alright, Twitch logger. What does it log? For logging the chat room from one or more Twitch channels. Okay. What does it do here? Follower. So it has multiple channels. Check for followers. So API gets users follow search, and then to ID is, I guess this is where my ID will be, then, and then there is a list of followers. It looks fine. Let me see what other people do that. How other people do the same thing. Followers. Okay, this is not the followers we need. This is DTS. I don't care. Followers. Channel user follows. So what is API the new Twitch.js token username? So you can actually give it any username, or is it a hard code username? Oh, they import it from somewhere. Now I wanna know it. Previous, okay, chatbot vars. You're supposed to configure it yourself. I think I saw what I wanted to. Let's see if I can do Twitch. Okay, API chat. Let me throw in a debugger here and let me console log API. Okay. So this is the thing. Let's see what it has. Alright, it doesn't let me show its properties. I think I can just tier it. And then what does it? Okay, so it has an API and it has a chat. I have used chat before. I haven't used the API. Should I do it in the same? Yeah, I should do it in the same place. I misspelled API. Should be lowercase. And then okay. Cool. So right here, I'm gonna, where I create the chat, I'm gonna create the API. Where do I create the chat? I don't need such a wide file panel. Okay, where do I create the chat? I want it to be case sensitive. So I create the chat here. I pass username and token and log. So I'll do the same with the API. API. Oh no, there is a big error. Yeah. Okay. No, okay. Let me fix that. So it seems like right now I have an observable. Oh wait, let me undo. Let me show you the screen again. So I'll do read only. I guess API observable is new. I can even just copy paste it from here. Okay. So we have observable which takes a function which takes a subscriber, and in there we'll create a new API where username would be this username. Is it me? Yes. And then token would be this token. I hope token is not a secret, and I'll just regenerate it if it is later. So username does not exist. Fine. I guess it only cares about the token. Let's see. Twitch.js let's see where they create it. Oh, they go like this. I guess this is the same thing, but it creates it for chat and API. So I think we should be good here. So I'll throw in a debugger here, and then I'll subscribe to this observable because otherwise it will never get run. So I subscribe and do nothing. Right, looking. That seems to be some old thing from the past. Here you go. So we have an API. What can it do? Log option API. So it seems like it's just an HTTP wrapper, and then you can do get has scope initialize. I don't think I need to initialize it anymore. I can just use get. Let's see how other people use it. API get users. There is a version. There is a search. I think here it was pretty good. Users follows. I think I saw a better version of that somewhere. Follows. Here you go. Channels user. Let me try. Const follows equals. So Space Green Cat sent me a name. Where is the username? This username. Let me do this, and then I'll read the docs when or if this doesn't work. I have a pretty good feeling about that, but we'll see. They have a good doc. They have good docs, but there are multiple ways to do the same thing. Which is like which we just saw. So I'm creating an asynchronous function called start, and then I call it right away. I don't know why it's being. Oh no, everything is broken. Let me show my screen. I'm so looking forward for like not having to do this anymore. Cool. So I have this token. Why does it complain? Const token equals this token. It thinks for some reason that because it's a function, it will not have the right context. Although like I know it will, but like I'm not planning to convince the linter. And then I have to say that it does not return anything, or rather, because it's async, it returns promise of nothing. So what's I have to do the same with the username, and then I don't need this, and okay, so that made it run. Let me close other tabs so it's faster. So followers await, and then I throw in a debugger here. Uh-huh. 404. Users. Okay, I think it's time for me to see the docs. I'm pulling down the reference. Okay, so Helix users follows. So this is what the other GitHub person was doing, and I just closed them. Okay, let's do that. User follows. and then we pass from ID equals username. Is it like this? Nope. Right, it's time to GitHub search again. Twitch.js. Right, search. That's how I pass it. It works for me. So it's an object. Here you go. And then to ID is username. Unnecessary quoted. That's some linter shouting at me. All right, let's 4202. Let's refresh and see if we get anything interesting. That's weird. So nothing happened. Maybe it just doesn't have. I have to go to this page. Oh, here you go. All right, so I'll drop this debugger because otherwise it will stop there every time. And we're ready to see the followers. Nope. Nope. Client ID and OAuth token don't match. All right. Let's see what the GitHub person did. I don't need this. I cannot believe that there's just like one. I'm probably not searching it right. Followers. Okay, so where do they instantiate the API? Oh, so there should be token. There should be like client ID. Do I have a client ID? No. So I guess I would have to go to Twitch and I would have to obtain the client ID somehow. I'm not gonna do that, so I'll go to the stream admin panel and admin. I just put the set cat to have a set cat. Okay, so we're not doing it today because I've been streaming for a couple hours already, and I'll do the latest thing because I really want to do it. It will improve my life quality by a lot. So I'm gonna commit, or actually I don't think I should be committing this, right? So I'll remove the subscribe part so this never gets run, and I leave it to do get the latest follower. Yeah, so I can commit it. Started working on getting the latest follower. Done. I mean, not done. Now it will run 60 tests. Now finally done. So the latest thing, and that should be very quick, is I'm gonna go with the Firebase Init, and I need to get a project for it. Firebase. Let me pull another browser window. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new Firebase project, and I'm going to deploy stuff there. This will be double fun because this probably will involve the UI that I've been working on. All right, So I create a new project. I call it CurJS stream overlay. I don't need Google Analytics here because I'll be the only user. And once the project is created, I'm going to enable hosting. Right, finishing up. Done. So where is Firestore? I don't think I even need to like explicitly enable hosting. This is the dialog I've been working on. So I install Firebase Cli. I have done this, npm install. I can do this, Firebase login. Let me use this beautiful button. So I need to log out. Oh, sorry. So now I can log in again. Do I want to allow? I don't care. Alright, so it opens the thing. It asks me to log in. I agree with everything. And I'm successful. Now I just copy paste the next command, which is init. It will ask me which products I want to use. I only care about hosting, but at some point we are going to look at the emulators, which is pretty cool stuff. So now I hit enter. Do I want to use existing project? Yes. And it lets me choose. Can I type? No, I cannot type, but I can find it here. Your public directory is, I think Angular called it dist. Do I need single app? Sure. Do I want to set up automatic builds and deploys with GitHub? Do I? I don't have GitHub yet. Okay, I'm gonna stop this whole thing. And let's see where on GitHub I am. And I actually don't have remote. Space Green Cat is saying that I recently watched how somebody was doing a like test exercise with Firebase, and just for hosting, that person added whole SDKs, I assume, full set of Firebase SDKs just for hosting. I don't know why they did that. That definitely was not required. But yeah, that's interesting. So I'm creating a new repository. I'm calling it the same as before. Right? This is available. It's going to be public. All right. So now I need push existing. So git remote add origin. Okay, it wants me to rename main branch to main. That's fine with me. And then I'm just gonna push there. Bow. It asks me for my username. Done. So now I do have GitHub, and I can add the GitHub integration. Let's do that. Firebase Init again. We use hosting, and we don't care about other products yet. We use existing project. I have to scroll down for my stream overlay project. We use dist as from this folder things will go to hosting. We want it to be single page app, so Angular routing works. Let's try and set up automatic builds and deploys with GitHub. I have never done that. Although like I work on the feature which made possible. Okay, I'll allow it for CodeLab as well. because I can. And I'm gonna authorize it. Done. So login successful. So we connected Firebase with GitHub, and it's asking me for which GitHub repository would you like to set up GitHub workflow. This is not the best, I guess, user interaction, but I'll take it. So now it's doing some magic with my GitHub. So it created a service account with Firebase hosting admin permissions, and it uploaded some secret, something secret. Do you want to set up the workflow to run a build script before every deploy? Yes. What script should we do? ng build -- prod. Let me see in package.json how they call it. I don't see build prod. I think, is it prod by default after a certain version? Alright, I'll just say npm run build. Set up automatic deployment when a PR is merged. That sounds good. What is the name of GitHub branch with your site live channels? Main. Space Green Cat asked me if I tried hosting it on Netlify. I am not. Mostly because I use just Firebase for everything. I should probably play with it. I know it's I heard like people raving about it, so I should check it out. We can do like one of the next projects we can use Netlify. Alright, this was a very long setup process, but I think it configured my GitHub repository in a way that will deploy stuff on PR merge, which sounds exciting. Let's do Firebase Deploy. Let's see if that worked. Okay, I clearly forgot to run the build command. This is why there is nothing there. Npm run build. So I want to see if all this magic is in my Firebase config. That's what I'm curious about. Yeah, my laptop is pretty fast now. That's good. So I have Firebase RC. Text is good enough, which lists all my projects, and I have Firebase JSON. It doesn't have all the GitHub magic. That's a bit scary. So I'll have to go, like if I misspelled something, I would have to go and figure out how to configure it. Alright, so I have my dist folder. I think I have to go back to my Firebase JSON and say dist/curjs stream UI. Yeah, this is some stuff I don't care about. Okay, so I think now I should be able to deploy it. Why does it take so long to delete a file? So in package.json, I'm gonna add another command called deploy, and all it does is ng build and Firebase deploy. Alright, npm run deploy. ng build. Let me add -- prod. It will probably let me know if it's not, or if it is the default option. So this will go to Firebase, and hopefully I can start using this for streams. Okay, so we're getting some Angular magic built. I can bring back the dog. Yeah, and as you can see, we gave up. Prod is not default when building. Hi amp twice. So I saw somewhere at certain version of Angular, prod becomes default. Let me verify that. Angular prod build prod default. Like, I know it was not for a while. Hi. What are the options? So there is an issue. It's closed because it's a duplicate. And this is open. Whoa, there's lots of stuff there. Okay, so we exceeded maximum budget. What? Okay, I'm curious what's happening there. Is it because of Firebase? Let's figure out what the budgets are. Angular JSON, I assume. Budgets. All right. Is this what we're looking at? So AOT is the default option, and also soon they will have prod as a default option. We're looking at it at some of the streams. So right now it has to be specified implicitly, but I think starting with version 12 or something, it will be default. So for now we still have to say that. So it says 5. Yeah, so this is the thing. I just say 2 megabytes. I don't care. It can be 2 terabytes if you ask me, because this is something I'm gonna only run for myself. But this is scary. Like, what is taking there? What there is taking more than a megabyte of files? There was actually some tool which allowed to look at that. Some like Webpack something analyzer. But for now, I guess don't care. All right. So now it's, oh, maybe Twitch API is pretty big. Okay, so this is good. So we have prod, AOT, and everything works. And now we can, oh, and it deployed already. So let's see if we can see the result. Okay, so if I go /overlay, boom, this almost works. I don't know where the bar is. Space Green Cat is asking what's the size of the build. It says like more than a megabyte. So let's see. I don't know if I can check it in IntelliJ, but I think I can check it here. Styles, runtime. 1.3 megabyte. That's too much. So I have this thing. I don't have the bar. I don't know where the bar is. The bottom thing. So it almost worked. What's this? Oh, I guess I opened the thing. Yeah, that's... I don't care because this is almost like Ember out of the box. Okay. Let me see what happened with the bar. Yeah, I have never used Ember. I tried it like a couple times and I was always like so confused. I know they're doing like really good job keeping up with all the framework magic, and they have like all the fancy features, some of the fancy features which come with like React and newer version of Angular, but also like very few people use them. So I had a hard time trying to use it. Maybe we can I can do another attempt, just get back to it and see what's the latest state here. So 4200, oh no, localhost 42000 overlay. So it has the bar here, but it doesn't have the bar there. Why? So local build has it, but the prod build doesn't. Let's see the console. Oh, so it is there. It is there. But something is with the background. No, but opacity is 1. Okay. How is it possible? Why is it also 1 here? 95%. So why a prod build would have an opacity of 1 and this thing would have an opacity of 95%? How is it like possible? Up bar. Block 8333. Block 8333. 95%. 1%. This is so confusing. All right, let's open this and run. I haven't run Python HTTP service and HTTP server in a while. Python HTTP server. Simple HTTP server. That's what I'm gonna run. So Spacegreen and Cat tried Python after a documentary on Honeypot. I'm not aware of that documentary. They have a cool community, but the size was fairly large. Interesting. Yeah, I guess they have like people who've been there forever. They keep like doing the same thing, which is kind of cool. Should opacity be in between 0 and 1? Let me do that. Let me just switch it to up bar. Opacity. I'll just look it up. Opacity. It seems to work. It seems like 95% work. Okay, so Spacegreen Cat pastes the link to the Ember documentary. Alright, we're not gonna watch it now. Oh, there are like creators of Ember.js there. Interesting, okay. I'll check it out later. Default value 1. So maybe it tries to... Yeah, I don't see any percents anywhere. Right, maybe you're right. Let's do 0.95. And it seems like everywhere else is good. Since it's a regex, I can do %. Alright, and now everything is frozen. Yeah, Georgina sent docs, and it also says that we should not be using percents for opacity, so I don't know why I did. All right, I'll try again. I'll try to deploy this, and then let's see if this works. And if this works, hopefully it'll be done. And pm run deploy. Oh yeah. Vendor.js is like 5.79 megabytes. Is this the Twitch wrapper thing? Webpack bundle analyzer. I think this is the thing where we can see why it's so huge. Is it? Do we just... Yeah, this is the thing I want. Can we just npx it? So where is the stats JSON? Ah, got it. Right, so let me send this thing. Works with npx, perfect. So once this is done, I'll run it, and then we can analyze and see what's taking so much. Alright, meanwhile, I wanted to check out Space Green Cat sent some links earlier today about Angular testing guides and something about invariance and closure. Cool. So this is for us just to go and verify that the bar is there, and the problem was in opacity. That's not a bug though, right? It's no, that didn't help. Oh yes, it did help. It did help. All right, so I'm gonna take this overlay, and let me bring OBS here. Oh no, it lost the dog. Where is the dog? So here is the OBS, and I'm gonna paste this URL right here. Boom. And now we have a overlay which doesn't die if I restart the server. So I'm pretty happy about that. Cool. So now while I'm at it, I need to run ng with ng build with the stats JSON. And while it's building, I'm gonna see if I can like this article anywhere, because it seems helpful. What is helpful? Yes. Yes. Was there an error? I don't know. Anyway, I clicked multiple times, so hopefully it thinks I find it very helpful. It looks like the dog picture has problems with the opacity too. No, so what happened with the dog is I've been using a camera. So I removed the dog picture from overlay and I put it directly from OBS. Let me see. Okay, so here I removed the dog and I can show the camera. Here you go. So now I'm on camera. So I was trying to use camera before, and I think it was lagging because of external camera I set up, and this is why I stopped doing camera. But yeah, now I can put my face here, or I can put the dog. I feel it's much nicer if you can see the streamer, because I looked at some streams and they were just screen and it really looks weird. And people, like, if there's a streamer's face there, it's more interactive. So actually I'll keep the camera for now. It seems to work. Cool. So I think we just generated the stats thing. Where is it? Here you go. So now we can go with the npx We don't need source map explorer. We need this thing. So it's dist curjs stream UI stats JSON. Space Green Cat says thanks for the idea of sending OBS overlay to hosting, because Space Green Cat was running this locally. Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and that was hard. So this is useless. Firebase is fairly large. Firebase is 800 kilobytes, but what's this thing? This is Firebase. This is Firebase. So those are sources. Where is Twitch? Oh, here is Twitch. So it's small. It's just 25 kilobytes. So what takes the rest? What's the megabytes? Where are those coming from? It's weird. Okay, let me try Source Map Explorer and see if it's any more helpful. Stats. Oh, that's nice. Source map files. So it's the same with source maps. Okay. So AMP twice suggests to build it without prod. Let me do that. All right. So is it better with camera? Is it worse with camera, or is like you don't care about the camera at all? I would assume it will be the last option, but curious to know. Right. Meanwhile, I'm gonna look at the link Space Green Cat sent about closure and see if I can understand anything. Yeah, I don't think I'll be super useful here. So I guess pre is you do something, so it's kind of like a callback which you apply to function argument, and then post is the callback which you apply to function result. So I don't even know what invariant is. Invariant programming. Invariant is a set of assertions that must always hold. So it's kind of like, well, basically like multiple assertions, I guess, right? So here we are saying that the inputs of this thing is I don't know, has to, I don't know what pause is, but basically some condition for the input and some condition for the output, and so they're Boolean expressions that may refer to the parameter of the function. In addition, percent might be used to refer to function's return value. So if return value is greater than 16. Oh, so it's like kind of like runtime checks for. I mean, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if why they want special syntax for it, is just to be concise. Georgina is asking how sidebar content will be updated, redeploy every time. So this is what I work on the first part of the stream. I'll stream. So there is an admin thing. So right now, actually, I think anybody can go there and change things. So I'll throw it in the chat. Please don't put anything which I'll be banned for. But basically, if I want to update this panel, Then I can just type in here, and hopefully it will just get updated. Yeah, so it just got updated. I can see it in OBS. And then if I want to update the bar, it's basically this. So I just added this, and it's a bit buggy, but it will appear soon. Whoa. Yeah, I'll have to fix that. I hope it will go away in some time. But yeah, so there are like ways to update this. Let me close this. Yeah, so this is what I've been working like the first part of the stream. Okay, so those invariant things, they look pretty cool. I'm thinking if JavaScript could benefit from this. So you would have a function, and then you can have some syntax where it throws invariants throw, right? If something doesn't match condition. So there are some class invariants. Let's see. So this, I see, this is D. So I assume that you can create and pass. Let's find something like Java or, never mind. Oh, here you go, Java. So you have setters, and you put invariants in the comments. So why is it better than just having an if condition or just assertion in the beginning and in the end of the function? Like, is the only reason to kind of save some typing? It seems like TypeScript kind of does it for compile time with the types, and then this would do it runtime, I guess. Assertions. Why does it say JavaScript supports assertions by default? That's incorrect. Wait for my next stream where I'm gonna change Wikipedia and say that JavaScript does not support assertions by default. Or what do they even mean by that? All right. Class invariant for constraining objects. Okay, so I don't think JavaScript has assertions by default, except it does have console asserts, but it's technically not part of the standard. Can I just go and get rid of it? Oh no, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm start editing JavaScript, and here I'm gonna say citation needed. Insert a template, reference, images. Okay, 1 second, I'll close the window. Citation site. Space Green Cat says that we have assertions in JS. No, we don't. They say that we have, but we do not have assertions. I don't know. The only assertion in JS I can think is console assert, or like Google Closure library asserts, but not. All right, I don't know. I'm close to giving up. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Node.js, yes. Node.js have asserts. Well, but that's not JavaScript. This is not JavaScript. This is not in standard. So can I use it in? Can I use it? Let's see. So we need the TS file and then import. Okay, Angular. Yeah, so I technically could import asserts from Node.js. That's cool. I kind of never did that. Well, but it's still not part of the JavaScript standard. Okay, I'm spending like 40 seconds on this, and if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna mark as citation needed, because they did it for Python, right? So for Python, they have a ref. To ensure, here you go. Anyone may question an uncited claim. Perfect. If your work has been tagged, please provide a reliable source from the statement and discuss if needed. This is what I'm gonna do. Genius. You have you can add when to use this tag. All right. Assertions are needed in the checks for the cases when you're sure something will never happen. You should not replace with them working with exceptions. Yeah, I agree here. It's I disagree with Wikipedia. I need to cite German error check. Check for the multiple references. No, that's not it. Named references. It's also not it. How do I guess I guess at this point I'm the one who has most experience with Wikipedia editing. All the 40 seconds I did. Okay. So is it like in you can by using inserting, here you go. So I can just probably copy paste this here. JavaScript. Is it like this? I can just go with fact. All right, let's do error check. No errors, citation error report. Okay, that seems like edit summary. JavaScript standard doesn't have assertions. Only Node.js does. Only console. Node.js does, but that's not part of the standard. Okay. Hi. You're actually are on the camera.
Oh. Why do you have your camera on?
Because I'm a great streamer. This, I think I have to put it after JavaScript. Yeah, because they put it after Python, so I have to do it after JavaScript. I don't know why it said that. All right, publish changes. I think it should go after the comma though. All right, so I contributed to Wikipedia. Perfect. I can just go cn All right, so now we all are Wikipedia experts, and then we can put Wikipedia in our resumes. I should have logged in. But that's okay. Okay, JavaScript citation needed. Yes, needed. Perfect. Problem solved. So even Node documentation said that assert module provides a set of assertion functions for verifying invariants. That makes sense. Cool. I learned today what invariance is. This is kind of long due, I guess. Contribute to wiki. What's next? I don't know. I think maybe I can contribute to like Constitution or something. I need like something larger scale. So I see in the bottom bar there is some like really weird stuff with the things. Oh no, that's good. I'm confused. Okay, let's just keep it as is. So this is done. We read about closure invariants. Let's see what's interesting there. If we missed anything. Okay, so looking again at the closure thing. So what is this thing? Yeah, so that's it. We can check the inputs, we can check the outputs, and then it will scream if something is incorrect. And those are basically like a nicer way to do assertions. I support that. I think we should first add assertions to JavaScript as a language. I don't know why they do not exist right now. But yeah, okay, so this was interesting. Next thing, there is a link about Angular testing guide. So what's this thing? Guide to robust Angular applications. So it seems like it's a book or something, so we're not gonna spend much time on it. Let's see who's Malili is. Okay, I'm gonna follow this person. And so it's new. This is as of 4 days ago. That's pretty cool. I'm going to like this, and I'm going to retweet this. Although I probably should take a look first, just to make sure they don't say any crazy stuff. So there is EPUB. I'm gonna spend like a few minutes just scrolling through this. Here it's blah blah blah, target audience, terminology. Alright. What makes a good test? Oh, that's long. Let's look at what makes a good test, and then we can move on. You need to judge whether a test is valuable with regard to these goals. Testing saves time and money. Okay. So it's cost effective. Formalizes and documents the requirements. That seems pretty good. Testing ensures that code implements the requirements and does not exhibit bugs. Makes change safe by preventing regressions. Okay. This seems like pretty thorough, so I'm not gonna undo my retweet. Let's get to the meat. Angular testing principles. Dependency injection and faking. For loose coupling is dependent on the underlying inversion of control. Instead of creating a dependency itself, an application part merely declares the dependency. Blah 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 blah. Where is the code? I don't see the code. It looks good. I think I can. I should read more to see if there is anything interesting. Let's see the complex stuff. Measuring code coverage, end-to-end testing, summary, example applications. Yeah, I should add code lab here. I have 2 unit tests. Testing. This seems like the most complex thing, which we can get. There is some source code which you have to download. Really? Okay. Yeah, and then it comments on this code. Are they using... Okay, testbed, compile components, sign up service. Yeah, it seems okay. I don't see anything controversial. I'm gonna read it later. We use different. We use like a wrapper library for testing, and then what it does, it removes like lots of asynchronicity. And I think it's kind of nicer API than here, but I guess that's what all the other Angular folks using. So that's cool. I like it. Yeah, the last thing I want to check out what's new in TypeScript 4.2, and then I think I'll be done for the day. Today we're excited to announce release of TypeScript 4.2. For those who aren't familiar, blah 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 blah. That's interesting. This is some, I think it's like Visual Studio thing, and NuGet or Nugget or whatever it is. And here are the new thing. So smarter type alias, what's this? Preservation. So we can have types which go like this, and then you take, oh yeah, for C#, yeah, I remember using it like once or twice. What's the extension for words? So this is for Spanish. I think it's called Tucan. This thing. So it basically highlights words and translate them to Spanish. And if I learn the word, I can say like, okay, I understand that, and then it will remember and show me different words. I cannot say I've been super successful with learning Spanish because of this. I don't think my Spanish improved a lot, but I thought the concept was interesting. So it's saying if I look at the playground of the old version 4.1 and I hover on X, it will show the type basic primitive. Which makes sense. However, if I do or undefined, so it expanded the whole thing, and instead of saying basic primitive or undefined, it actually expands the thing. So I assume that the innovation is that it does not anymore. So in TypeScript 4.2, our internals are a little smarter. Okay, so let's verify that. Let's use the latest version. Let's hover. Yeah, so now it says basic primitive or undefined. Space Grid Cat says this feeling when you cannot learn English properly and somebody uses 7 programming languages and 5 human languages. I mean, I use TypeScript and I know English and Spanish. That's it. So not that much fancy stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you spend like 15 minutes a day, like on a language, you'll at least understand it at some point. So we continue looking at what's new in TypeScript. This is pretty cool. I've seen similar things, and when this is not number string boolean but some very complex object, and then it shows it, the error messages become like really huge. So I think this is a step forward. This is cool. I approve this. Leading and middle rest elements in tuple types. So this is a tuple. So it's basically, instead of having array of numbers, you have few elements in an array. Each of them have their own type. So we can have two numbers, but we can also have string, number, boolean, and that's also okay. So I guess before, oh, interesting. So you can have a tuple with an optional element. That's pretty cool. So you can say hello world, or you can just say hello, and both are valid. Maybe I just never had the need for a tuple with an optional element, but it's cool to know that one can do that. You can do label tuples. I'm thinking why. I guess I can see how it's useful. So you still assign the array, and then you can have tuples with rest elements. So you have a string, you can have a number, and any amount of booleans you want. You can have one boolean, you can have 500 booleans. So here's like 1 or 3. So what they did, what was not possible before, is something like this. I have 40 strings and I have a number. And I guess now they added it, so that's pretty cool. And it's smart enough to figure out what is where. Launch 1K, hi, says, I cannot imagine a use case for that. It's a good question. What would be a use case? What about two rest parameters? Maybe something like that would be useful. Yeah, if somebody knows a good use case for this, let me know. On top of my head, I don't have anything which makes sense. But I guess there can be use cases. Yeah, something vector related, although vectors are mostly numbers. I mean, think of it in, actually, I just thought about a use case. So in Angular, I think to optimize things, they use they store all the component information, not in an object, but in an array. And this array actually has various length. So if there is like a directive definition, then like if a directive is used, then it's like in a specific range in the array. And before, Angular was not able to type that properly, I assume. And now they can have rest types in the middle of the array, which kind of makes more sense. So yeah, so I guess you can use it for Angular in this the component definition thingy. The only restriction is that a rest element can be placed anywhere in a tuple so long as it's not followed by another optional element or rest elements. Oh, so we cannot do two rest elements anymore. In other words, only one rest element per tuple and no optional elements after rest elements. So this is bad. So you cannot have this, you cannot have this. Which is weird. Like I can see how, again, like this, then it doesn't solve the Angular problem because there are like several various length item ranges in the thing. Okay, these non-trailing rest elements can be used to model functions that take, okay. So all the what? Oh, so here's the use case. I don't know if it's legit, but you can use it for function parameters, where you send, for example, a bunch of strings, and then the last one is Boolean. I don't know why they would not allow rest parameters in the beginning of the string. That looks like a hack, but here is a kind of real use case. even though JavaScript doesn't have any syntax to model leading REST parameters. Oh, I see, that's why. We're still able to declare do stuff as a function that takes leading argument by declaring the arg's REST parameter with a tuple type. So this is a hack because JavaScript only supports REST parameters in the end, which kind of makes sense. Okay, so Space Green Cat says, I wish there was a pipe operator for TypeScript. How would that work? Is it like, are you talking about a React.js pipe? Do I think that when JS finally decides on the decorator standard for on the standard, like if JavaScript ever, I don't know if that will happen, standardize the decorators, do I think that TypeScript will take the standard and rewrite their decorators? I have no idea, to be honest. It sounds like a good question for TypeScript folks. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have context. That's something we can later look up. I see what you're talking about. So Space Green Cat, I'll pull it on the screen. Proposal pipeline operator. Yeah, this thing is pretty cool. If this is what I think it is. Yeah, so sometimes you want to call multiple functions, something like like this, and then like this, and then instead I think you can do something like 3 A B C. Correct me if I'm wrong, Space Green Cat, but I think that this is the thing you're talking about. I think that would be cool. I don't know which stage this proposal is on. Introduce a new operator similar to what F#. Oh, Elixir has it. Elm. Wow, many languages do that. Unix pipes. It makes sense. The details currently unsettled. There are 2 competing proposals under consideration. Hey, like always, there are 2 proposals. I guess that's the problem. That's why we don't have it in TypeScript. It's similar to the decorator problem. Nobody knows what's the right way to do it. So here they describe what it does. Okay. So if you have multiple arguments, you just can use arrow functions. Okay. I see. Yeah, so there are like lots of edge cases for this operator, and I guess this is why it's not coming in the immediate future. But this is very cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'm thinking, can React.js, like once they introduce it, just like move to this operator? Yeah, I don't see why. I think React.js can just use it. And then Space Green Cat also wants pattern matching. Yeah, that would be nice. I think that would require like a very big structural changes in the language. But overall, yeah, I think it would be cool. Stricter checks for the in operator. So foo in 42. So this apparently was possible in TypeScript 4.1. And then in the latest version of TypeScript, it's not possible anymore. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I don't know why it ever was possible, but let's check out the pull request. I want to see how hard that was, because it seems like it's a moderately simple change. You just look at one type in one specific place. Okay, so there are some. So here, I guess they update docs and the right operate not to extend the primitive type. That's exciting. So we are on line 29,000, basically 30,000. So this is a giant type checker, which is all in one file, I guess. Oh, okay. I want to see what else is out there, and then we get back and check it out. So here are indas. Okay. Wow, why does it require so many new types? There are like union 4. Wow, I have no idea what's going on there. That's very interesting. So this is testing stuff. This is, I guess it's something like just to use snapshots. Okay, this is also for tests. So basically the only like real change is this change. Let's see where we are. So we have to scroll to, how do I get the full file? Oh, I can just click here, right? Oh, I cannot view full because I need Octa 3 Pro. I guess that's some plugin or something. Okay, anyway. So get constraint of type if non-primitive. So yesly. So if all the stuff, then it throws an error where it says the right hand side of an in expression must not be a primitive. So what's in the condition? It's a fairly large condition. I think it starts here, right? Yes, so if all this condition, then we get an error. Okay, so there are several things which can go wrong here. This, or I guess this, and wow. Yeah, that's complicated. I think it would be nice to throw in a debugger there and just look at the values. All right, so that's well, on one of the streams I should go and contribute to Typescript, but it seems like there is a very steep learning curve there. No property access from index signature. When Typescript first introduced index signatures, you could only get properties declared by them with bracketed element access syntax like person name. Okay. Oh, okay. So initially you could only do this, but then they also wanted you to be able to do this. So for some known properties, you don't want to use square braces. You just go as is, like with a dot notation. I think, yeah, and now I guess they're bringing it back under a flag. Yeah, so they went back and forth on it. They did it first way, then did it second way, and now they allow you to do the first way. It looks fine for me. I don't think I will ever use this feature. Construct signatures. Okay, so you can have abstract classes in TypeScript. You cannot instantiate them. Error, that's fair. But you can oh, interesting, they're using this hashtag private thing. But you can instantiate their children. To make sure. I see. So because Wait, what has area? So you cannot assign it to a newable thing, although it can be new and it return has area. And then sometimes it's too restrictive when you want it to be a subclass, so you want to pass it to a function. So now you can have, nice, a new abstract modifier. That's pretty cool. So you can say that, but I guess non-abstract things can also be passed there. All right, it seems like I don't use abstract classes, so it doesn't seem super useful, but it seems like they're fixing things which people complained about. I can understand my project structure with explained files. So what kind of information does it give me? Let's code. Here is a good example. So it shows me which files are included in the bundle and why. This seems fairly useful. I spent lots of time debugging like why tsconfig does this or that. That's cool. So this matched by that pattern. Yeah, that's good. I want to try it once I upgrade to this version. Improved uncalled function checks in logical expressions. Okay, so Mr. Alex Tarasuk. Who's this? Seems like a... Wow. This seems like a very, very productive person. Let's follow them on Twitter. Oh, I'm already following on Twitter. Perfect. Wow, that's... So we should invite this person, and this person should show us how to contribute stuff to Typescript. Okay, so TypeScript uncalled function checks now applied within... I see. So if this is a function... Wow, this person is committing like mother's friend son. That sounds like a Russian meme. I don't know if people will understand it if I translate it. But your mom's friend always have a son, which is amazing. So this person is amazing. This is fair. I mean, I can see how I can do something like should display element if this function exists, then I call it. This only does with the strict null checks. So I don't know what I think about this. I don't think it has special case for what I just described, but okay, so it's good to know. So I actually may need to change a few things in the code lab. Pretty sure I've been having this pattern in some places. Destructured variables can be... I'm looking forward to that. Also, Alex Tarasuk, you can now mark destructured variables as unused by prefixing them an underscore. Because before it would show an error. That's cool. So let's take a look at the full change. Meanwhile, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna finish the whole thing today. Looks like we're halfway through, but I wanna get back to work in the next few minutes. But I wanna see this this PR from Alex. Wow, this is 16 files. Okay, so we have the checker change, and then tests. Other is just tests. Tests. Okay, so the actual change is very small. The actual change is here. So it's verifying if something is valid unused declaration, and then it passes the declaration. So if is binding element, so somewhere here it checks if it starts with underscore. Where is underscore? Here is identifier that starts with underscore. So if it starts with underscore, it returns true because it's valid, but otherwise it returns like the same. Is it the same thing? Okay, so I guess this one I at least kind of a little bit understand. I don't know what binding element is, but I guess that's something like I would have to check out this thing. And so it looks like most of the checker is like basically calling a bunch of is functions. At least that's what I saw in the previous pull request as well. All right. Oh, does it also do it for non-arrays? Interesting. All right. It's good. So the next thing is relaxing rules between optional properties and string index signatures. String index. Okay. So you can do this. And then if this is not a number, it becomes 1. And you want to allow access with arbitrary case. Okay. Yeah. Space Green Cat that is saying that all this new stuff looks like this picture. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw it with different labels, but yeah, I can see that. They're not big changes, but it seems like they're nice changes fixing their use cases. I'm not gonna dig in this one. This seems like kind of complicated. I think I'm gonna read it offline, and then I'll try to explain it better next time because my brain is burning. But it seems good. There are like a couple of things I'm excited about. I think this is pretty cool. Like if you don't need, I think there was a language where you can just use underscore and you can have like 5 underscores and that's okay. Yeah, we did look a little bit into the code, so we can start committing to TypeScript soon. Maybe 50 more streams like this and we can start. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to shut down now. Should we raid somebody? We only have 5 people, so probably not worth raiding. But yeah, thanks Space Green Cat and everybody who contributed to the chat. And bye bye.